What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD coming at you with another live stream, Gabbing with Geeks, episode 5, I believe. I'm joined by Sidekick Max.
Hi.
And of course, as always, is Carl. Carl, what's up? How's it going?
Oh, nothing much. I've been playing Hades, and I finally beat Megara.
You beat the first boss?
I beat the first boss.
How long did that take you, Carl?
It took me a few tries, but I learned one thing: it's better to have higher health than anything else than any of the other buffs.
Makes sense.
That does make sense. You can get hit more, take more damage.
The damage resistant buffs, I think there's like an 80% damage resistant buff across the board. But no, it's everything is cool here. No guest?
No guest today, no. We were trying to get a guest. We were working on it, but things didn't go through. We got Sidekick Max. That's a good enough guest.
We got me.
Hey, that's cool by me.
So, Sidekick Max, how's your week been?
Tiring. I've just been watching TV, summer school, drawing your stuff.
Drawing what stuff?
Your logo and everything, and my OCs, my personal characters.
So, you're saying that we're going to have a professionally drawn logo for the show from now on?
Yes. If I ever get around to it.
Are you trying to back out of the deal now?
No.
Carl, are we going to let Sidekick Max back out of the deal and not draw the logo for the show?
I mean, if he doesn't want to, I'm not going to hold him accountable or anything.
Sadly, Carl's no longer on the show.
That's not the answer you wanted.
That's okay.
No, we're going to get this logo drawn. It's going to be nice, fantastic. It's going to be the greatest logo ever. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great logo. So great. The greatest logo.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's an okay logo.
I've been having an interesting week, Carl. Very, very interesting. Dealing with a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah? Do tell.
Well, let's see. First off, I had to pay for the StreamYards because apparently it charges you by the month. Like the free access gives you 20 hours per month, except for it's not per month. It's actually per 30 days. So what I falsely believed when I signed up in June, in the middle of June, I thought I can get 20 hours in June and then 20 hours in July. But no, they carried it over. So I had to pay the fucking $240 upgrade fee or else we wouldn't have had a show today. So I had to deal with that.
Yep.
That sucks, a big one.
Yeah, but now we're going to have fancy logos. We're going to have fancy overlays. So it's going to be a bit more professional.
And our own strippers, baby. Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Tommy Amico says that he had to go to summer school back in 2002 for failing math. Is that why you went to summer school?
Actually, yeah, I failed geometry and current U.S. history. Don't ask how. The teacher was a jerk to me.
Bisco says we're balling. We are balling here. We had some other things that that I had to deal with. We'll get into it when we get into our first topic. The topics for this evening are very interesting because we're going to talk about the Amico launch news, how many units they're suspected to be trying to get out for October, as well as what's going on Thursday in Amico land. We're going to be talking about Black Widow, the movie. We're going to be talking about the Loki finale. Cousin Carlos is going to stop by the channel. He's going to do some channel shout-outs. We're going to discuss the $1.5 million Super Mario 64 cart.
I was going to say you talked to Cousin Carlos, the parole officer.
I did talk to the parole officer. He's going to let him come in. He said if the ankle starts flashing, that means Cousin Carlos got to leave. But, we got him for a couple of minutes. And, of course, as always, we're going to do some Q&A. But before that, we're going to talk about what video game needs a sequel that never got one. What game did you really think that, this deserves some kind of sequel? But for whatever reason, the studios didn't agree and we never got it. So strap in, sit back, put your seats in their upright position. It might get bumpy because we're going to go into Amico land in just a few. But Max, are you feeling good about this?
I'm very excited for this stream. I feel very good about this stream.
You sound excited. You sound very lively. I can feel the excitement just oozing off of you.
I put on my retail voice.
What about you, Carl? You excited for this?
Oh, I'm as excited as it can get.
Wow, my two co-hosts sound so excited.
I mean, I'm kind of in happy gloat land right now. So
Why are you on the gloat lane?
just one of those "I told you so" moments. That's all.
I love those moments. Those are some of my favorite moments.
Oh yeah.
Now that
and if any, not to say if any of you are keeping up on the whole Canadian gamer thing, you know exactly which moment I'm talking about.
Ooh.
But anyway, yeah, let's move on.
No, let's go ahead. Let's discuss Canadian gamer. While you brought him up, let's discuss. I was going to make a video on him. If anyone's unfamiliar with what's going on,
I don't mean to hijack it.
No, we're gonna hijack it, Carl. You done put us on the path to Canadian gamer talk, and that's what we're gonna fucking do right now. So strap in. He's in the chat.
Hey man, what up?
So if anyone's not familiar with Canadian gamer, he's got a nice little channel here on YouTube. Talks about video games, talks about some other things, makes a little comedy shorts, some bits, gets into a little bit of drama, but I mean, who doesn't, right? You feel me on that, Max? Who doesn't get into drama? But so he had a little thing going with some people that didn't like him, didn't like him having a channel. They tried to strike him. He got 15 copy strikes on a video. Some of those people were like John Candy and other celebrities were giving him copy strikes. So obviously these were false copy strikes being
John Candy came back from the dead to copy strike you, dude.
It was
one
terrible.
of your own countrymen.
So he got 15 copy strikes. His channel was taken down briefly. However, Canadian Gamer did not go down without a fight. He said a little counterclaim. He petitioned to YouTube, told them, hey, these are bullshit strikes. Here's why. And YouTube listened, and we got Canadian Gamer back on. Oh, Stanley Kubrick, too, by the way. He also struck his channel. Canadian Gamer is back on the YouTube. His channel is up. And the individual who has tried to strike him, his channel is now suspended. Karma, it is a bitch. What do you think about that, Carl?
Well, personally, I've never really believed in karma or luck, but if I did, I'd say karma is a bitch with rabies.
Oof. Now we're going to get a little bit more into Canadian Gamer, but I don't want to miss this comment here from Samuda.
Okay.
He says, before I forget, I was doing dinner prep when Carl was reviewing Hades last week and mentioned the small tech struggle. But I wanted to share a system-wide Zoom fix. So there is apparently some kind of system-wide Zoom
Really?
fix. So Samuda, if you could explain a little more in the comments, I'm sure Carl will appreciate that. Tommy Amico is reminding us, hey, Ratface, do your research. So Canadian Gamer is back. They tried to strike him down. There were several individuals gloating about Canadian Gamer's channel being gone. Now, say what you will about Canadian Gamer, whether you like him or not, whether you think his content is good or not, whether you've had run-ins with him, whether he's done bad things in the past or hasn't. The fact of the matter is those copy strikes were false. Those copy strikes were bullshit. They shouldn't have been issued. YouTube should have never took his channel down. And that is a violation of the terms of service of YouTube. And people who do that, the individuals doing that, should be ashamed of themselves. Realistically, if you have a problem with someone's channel, if you don't like what they're saying, either make a video and explain why they're full of shit, or actually tag them for violating the terms of service. Don't make up some bullshit copy strikes because you think that you're gonna game the system, because it's never gonna work. It might work temporarily. It might work a couple of minutes, a little bit, but eventually it's gonna get back to you. And anyone who the people that are gloating about it, the people that were celebrating it, y'all should be ashamed of yourself, because if that was happening to you or one of your friends or someone you liked or a particular game console that was coming out, if they got their channel falsely copy strike, you would be throwing a shit fit. You would be pitching a fit like nobody's business. But of course, because it's someone you don't like, you think it's okay. Nah, that's not cool in my book.
You mind if I say something?
Go ahead, Kyle.
Now, I'm not going to say the guy responsible for getting his own channel suspended was a colossal buffoon. I'm not going to say that the guy demonstrated a gross lack of immaturity, but I'm thinking it. And he is paying the price for forgetting about these terms of service.
That's right. I mean, if you look at the terms of service, it distinctly says that you can't issue false copy strikes. And in fact, when you issue a copy strike, it actually says, be sure that what you're doing is legal, because you're basically signing a legal document saying that this person has stolen your content. And by issuing a false strike, you could actually run afoul of the law. You could run afoul of, fines, and have your channel taken down and have your.
So that's what Darius meant.
I guess I didn't see the video that you.
Well, he was basically talking about the guy needing a lawyer, and I didn't have any idea what he was talking about, but that makes sense.
Yeah, when you copy strike someone's channel, it has a little form that you got to fill out, and it says, be sure that you're doing everything, this is legal, because what you're doing is issuing a DMCA takedown notice, which is a legal procedure. So basically you're saying that this is your content, that they're illegally using it, and you want it taken down. But if you're not actually the person whose content it belongs to, what you're doing is a false claim, and you're basically breaking the law at that point. Now, as long as no one issues a counterclaim, it's usually never brought to the law. It's never made a big deal out of. But in Cameron's case, in Canadian Gamer's case, he did, issue his counterclaim. So the person who struck him could be in some legal hot water.
Okay, I want to say thank you so much for that. That advice. Thank you so much. You are a lifesaver. I thought I explored all the setting options. You are a lifesaver. Thank you so much.
So Samuda says the Kotaku link isn't showing in the chat, but you go to settings, system, zoom to on, then double tap the home button anywhere in game or eShop, and you can zoom all you want with super ease. So that's how you increase the zoom on your Switch, in case you can't see if the text is too small. And of course, Canadian Gamer says you need to use the exact template I sent you to reverse it. So Canadian Gamer did send me a template that he used. If anyone has troubles with it, you can just, if you have a copy strike, if someone has falsely struck your channel, just hit me up on Discord or Twitter. I'll send you the template that Canadian Gamer used. You can use it too. Just fill in your information. And Canadian Gamer says if you counterclaim and just say it's a false strike, YouTube will decline your request. So there it is. Anything else you want to add to the story, Carl?
To zoom in Switch per se, just just the gameplay for Hades, but that's here and there. No, I don't have anything else to say, but other than he's Canadian gamers a jolly good fellow. Canadian gamers a jolly good fellow. Canadian gamers a jolly good fellow. For no one can deny.
I put that link to the Kotaku article in the chat. So if you need the instructions to zoom in. And Sidekick Max, he went to the bathroom, but he did finish the prototype for the logo. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that real quick. Let's share the screen here. Bear with me, folks. My computer is really, really slow. Sometimes it doesn't work properly.
You have one of those old computers.
Yeah, it's terribly old. So there it is. That is the prototype logo. The question mark is for the guest slot. We're going to put my icon's going to go here in the purple. Carl's icon's going to go here in the orange. Sidekick Max is this tiefling over here.
It looks really nice.
And Sidekick Max just whipped that up in the last, 45 minutes or so.
Well, I think Sidekick Max did a fantastic job.
I will let him know as soon as he gets out of the bathroom, because he did sneak off in the middle of the show. So he will be grounded when he comes back, just so y'all know. All right, then. That is the end of that intro. We are going to go and start talking about Amico. So if anyone wants to jump in on the stream, let me know so I can send you a link before we get into this next topic. In the meantime, Carl is going to serenade us with a song from his homeland of Mother Russia.
Not my homeland, thank you very much.
Like I said, any takers? Anyone want to get on this?
Come on. Hey, how about you, Canadian gamer? Come on.
If not, we're just going to go ahead right into it.
All right.
Call for time. Hopefully, Max doesn't take forever in the shitter. Well, I guess he's not coming back. So if anyone has missed it, Mr. Tommy Tallarico, the CEO of Intellivision, was on a live stream. I believe it was a live stream. And he basically was going over his hopes as far as, the 10/10 release date. First, he was unsure if he had 20,000 or 30,000 pre-orders. He wasn't sure. So that was already a red flag, because he went from the 100,000 pre-order purchase order talking point to maybe 20 to 30,000 pre-orders. He then said that he was hoping to have maybe 500 out for October. He then went down from there and said, well, maybe he'll get a couple hundred out by 10/10. So, Carl, how do you feel about that? Do you think he's going to get anything out by 10/10? Are they going to get a couple of hundred out?
Hell no.
You don't think they get nothing? Not a single unit?
I don't think they get anything out by this year at all. I mean, the guy couldn't even, and I know this isn't, but I'm just trying to make a point here that the guy couldn't even name 5 Amico games that he wants to play for. So what does that say about this guy? And from watching Shark Tank or Dragon's Den, whichever country you're in, they usually are hard on people who don't even have the numbers.
Yeah,
If the guy was actually on Shark Tank pitching them the idea for the Amico, they would bury him just like Ninja Kitty basically said.
yeah.
It's just, yeah.
It is quite telling that he wasn't even sure how many pre-orders he had, because for the longest time he was so confident, so sure that he was, the numbers. Suddenly the numbers are now shaky. Suddenly they're hoping to get a couple of hundred out, and I think there was some rumblings on Atari Age and other places that how are they going to decide which founders editions, who gets them? If he gets 520 out by 1010, that's only 1/5 of the 2600 founders editions. That means 4/5 of his pre-orders for the founders edition aren't going to get units. Do you think that's going to sit well with them, that if they're one of the unlucky ones that don't get a unit for another 6 months?
Oh, I mean, people are going to be unhappy no matter what. I just got to be honest.
Yeah, but like they say, misery loves company. So if nobody gets a unit this year, I think it'd be more understandable versus you seeing that 500 other people got units and you didn't get any. Like, you put your money in just like everybody else and you didn't get a unit.
True, very true.
And then we got to imagine that, is he going to send out any review units? Is he sidestepping the gaming press like we had mentioned last week? Is he just going to give it to founders? How many of those
I bet.
people are going to make reviews and videos?
Well, I mean, I think he is going to send units to certain people. John Hancock, maybe John Hancock, John Riggs, maybe Metal Jesus, and he might do a thing like I remember one Metal Jesus video where they lent them a unit to test. So they sent it. They basically sent that back, and that unit was sent to someone else, and vice versa. He could do that, and I'm genuinely trying to help the guy out here with, other companies have done that sort of thing. Dude, if you want to send demo units out, you could do something like that. And I'm genuinely trying to help you out. I don't mean the guy in the ill will here. I want it to succeed, damn it.
Yeah, I hear you, but my thinking is still that he doesn't want review units out. He doesn't want people looking at it, because he even said on the live stream he was on that showing off gameplay is not good enough. People are just going to think that they're mobile games, so they're not going to be interested. They have to play it. They have to have it in their hands to understand. So if he sends out review units, I don't think he's going to get great reviews. He might get middling reviews, and that's going to hurt, all the people that are holding on to their pre-orders.
Well, I think that if he sends out review units, there's a good chance he is going to get buried because people are not going to understand his vision. That's just my general opinion, but
that is another thing, excuse me, people not understanding the purpose, the vision, not being in the target demographic. It all depends on who gets the units. So that could be a big gamble for him to send out 500.
Yeah.
I'm not here for Amico talk. I ain't gonna add to this one.
Good man. Good man.
That's really all I wanted to say on the Amico, except one last thing. You see, on Thursday, July 22nd, at 7 o'clock on this channel, I will have the Intellivision Entertainment CFO r/COO, Nick Richards, to answer your questions, to answer your concerns, to hear your voices, to finally allow us to give actual criticism directly to the company. Now, if you come to that stream, I don't want you to be a jerk. I don't want you to make personal insults towards the guest. You know, he is a guest on the channel. We treat all our guests with respect.
Indeed, you are our audience, and I know that each of you can be the mature, reasonable adults that you are.
Exactly, Carl. And like I said, we're going to have Nick on. He's going to answer some questions. He's going to address some concerns. We might get some actual information out of him. If anything, it should be an interesting little stream. I do have a list of questions.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Carl.
Well, I was just saying, and folks, if you're gonna ask him questions, let's ask him stuff that has never been asked before. Okay, you know, I think that would probably help a lot, but maybe I'm wrong. What do you think, Tony?
I am going to ask some questions that have been asked before, only so I can ask the follow-up questions that were never asked.
That's cool. I just mean in general, you know, it's
Don't worry, Carl, I'm not going to dock your pay. No, Max,
whatever.
he's not getting paid. Don't tell Max you're getting paid.
He's sending me stripper socks, damn it.
But really, that's all I wanted to say about Amico. You know, this is not an Amico channel, despite the fact that we talk a lot about Amico here.
It's just we run into a lot of Amico. Sorry, can't say that without. We just run into a lot of Amico news. That's all. Yeah,
I mean, it is easy content. They are constantly doing things for me to point and laugh at. No, Tommy, this is not an Amico channel. God damn it.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. You know, we're all mature, reasonable adults here. You know, it's okay to be critical. Just not. Let's not intentionally bury the guy, okay? I mean, I would like him to come back on the channel again later on so we can ask him some more questions.
Yeah, that is a good point. We do want to see, you know, we want to get answers, but we also would like, you know, him and others to come back on the channel. You know, we're not going to badger him. We're not going to
badger him. We're not going to ask about the release date or I would like to avoid that at least.
Well, I might ask him about that.
Well, I mean, you know, if you want to, I just mean the audience in general, honestly. Like, seriously, guys, come up with some really creative, non-Darius Truxton type questions.
Mike Garcia says, how did you get him for the live stream? Well, Mike, why are you stalking Nick? Actually, Nick did come over to r/Intellivision_Amico, the good Amico Reddit. He was answering questions. He was being respectful. He wasn't harassing us or calling us jerks. And so I simply asked him, I said, hey, would you like to come on the stream and answer some questions? And we worked it out where he would be here on Thursday at 7 o'clock to do just that. I mean, realistically, that's all it takes. I mean, just ask people if they want to be on the stream.
Yeah, and I kind of have some questions I definitely want to ask myself, actually. Really positive stuff, you know, geared towards a Amico launch scenario. So I think it'll be cool.
So if you have questions that you want me to ask, you could send them to me on Twitter. You could send them to me on Discord. You can leave a comment down below in the comment section. If you're watching the live stream, I suggest you leave the comment on the actual video when it goes up, probably on Monday. But if you're watching the video, please disregard that and go ahead and leave a comment down below. Anything else to add to this, Carl? Anything else Amico related?
No, I think it sounds wonderful. I mean, did you slip him? Did you slip him pot or something?
No, I didn't. Like I said, I just asked him. I said, "Hey, Would you like to come on the live stream?
No, I
And
think
that is
it's totally cool.
I mean, so it should be an interesting little stream. Sidekick Max is tired of Amico news, so hopefully
I don't blame him.
this will be the last Amico update, the last Amico related thing on the channel for a while. We'll see.
Unless Tommy Tallarica puts his foot in his mouth again. Then we might talk about it. Maybe.
Maybe.
No promises. Or let's get into the real gaming news. Or geek news or whatever.
All right, so we're going to get into some real gaming news, some real geek news. Something that I didn't mention, wasn't on the agenda, but we're going to go ahead and talk about it. The brand new Steam Deck. What does that mean for the Switch? Is it going to be a Switch killer? So if you want to talk about that, if you want to get in on this, let me know. Like I said, at any point,
Come on,
if you want
guys.
to get in on a topic, just let me know. I'll throw you the link. If not, we'll just go ahead and move on to the topic. Max, you got anything to say?
No.
What are you doing back there?
Trying to think of how to add to the conversation, but I'm not very good at doing that.
Never ask a teenager what they're doing when they're in the corner. Come on, you know better than that.
Well, he's not in the corner. He's right here, like next to me, literally. But he's
okay.
drawing on his little. What the hell is that?
My laptop?
Yeah, he's got that like foldable laptop. He's drawing on it. Some weird stuff. Weird things are happening.
Cool.
All right.
So the
let's get into
Steam
this
Deck.
Steam Deck. Let me pull up the page.
You first.
I'm pulling the page up. Hold on, because I don't have all the specs in my head. See, folks, when you come to the live stream, you get all the stutters, all the dead air, all the me scrambling to look for these.
My colossal screw ups.
And this is what you pay the extra money for.
Yeah.
What was that, Max?
I said, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. What? Oh, by the way, you're going to be grounded for walking out in the middle of a segment.
Excuse me, what?
You walked out in the middle of a segment. The first segment, you walked out right in the middle. You
yeah,
just
I know.
walked out.
I'm sorry.
You can't walk out in the middle of a segment. It's one of the rules on the show. You don't walk out in the middle of a segment.
I had to use the bathroom. I'm sorry.
Use a bottle like a normal person.
No, that ain't normal.
Like a normal.
I mean, that's normal if you got a kidney, got a new kidney in your head and you're ready to get your to your examination. But whatever. So.
All right, hold up. I'm getting the page up.
Okay.
Man, I swear to God, I love this computer. It's so much garbage. All right, Steam Deck time. Now, I've seen a lot of people online saying that the Steam Deck is a Switch killer, that this is it for Switch. You don't need a Switch. You got the Steam Deck. You play all your Steam games on it. Personally, I don't think it's a Switch killer. Personally, I think it is a neat little device. You'll be able to play most of your Steam library. I hear that there are a few games that are unable to be played on the Steam Deck. And you got 3 different choices here. You got your 64 gigabyte. Comes with a carrying case for $399. You got the 256 gigabyte. That it's $529. You get a faster storage, carrying case, exclusive Steam Community Profile Bundle. And if you're a big baller, you get the 649, 512 gigabyte fastest storage, premium anti-glare etched glass, exclusive carrying case, exclusive Steam community profile bundle, and exclusive virtual keyboard theme. Now, me myself, I got the cheap one, the 64 gigabytes, because I don't really play PC games. I don't got a lot of Steam games. What about you, Carl? Did you get one?
By the way, sorry if I'm taking so long. I'm kind of switching between comments, and I have no idea how to turn the mute off when I'm looking at comments. Anyway, no, I'm not going to get one. I'm not even sure it's going to work right. I mean, the games I would want to run on it, it won't be able to run. And
what games would you want to run on it?
I would want to play games like Doom. I guess Cyberpunk 2077 for starters. But that game won't run on that thing. Mark my words, unless they stream it. I don't think. And also, I hate the way Steam works. I hate it. It takes so long to load that, to connect with your Steam account, and it's just such a nightmare. The Switch, you load it, you turn the little bastard on, give it a few seconds, boom, it's in the dashboard. You go to a game, boom, you're loading the game. It's just everything's near instantaneous as much as it possibly can be. And also, there's one other factor. That the Switch does offer some unique experiences even for cross-platform games.
That is true. But there's going to be a dock for your Steam Deck, so you'll be able to dock it, put it up on a bigger display, almost like a Switch.
It's going to dock it. I'm sorry.
Samuda says, when did you get it pre-ordered? I saw that the shipping estimate went into 2022 fast. I got it the first hour or so. Everyone. I've heard a lot of people had trouble getting it pre-ordered or whatever.
And do you know why?
Because everybody was on the page. The page was screwing up.
And people were scalping the thing and...
Well, it had some anti-scalp measures on there. I know you had to have an account. Your account had to be a certain age before it lets you to even pre-order.
Oh yeah, that is one thing that is absolute about Steam. They have all sorts of countermeasures. You can't even communicate with people with a newly created Steam account. You have to actually have bought something to have that access.
Well, lucky for me, I have an older Steam account, so I didn't have no problems. I just logged in, said I wanted it. It went through, no problem. I think it was like a 5-minute process. Getting my PayPal to log in and do that took longer than anything on Steam's end.
I'll tell you what I see that being good for.
What's it being good for?
I see it being phenomenal for all those indie games that are on Steam. And all those older games. That's what I see it being really good for.
Yeah, it'll probably be real good for all your indie games, your smaller games, What I'm wondering is, when are we going to get the first story of somebody playing a adult themed game on their Steam Deck on the bus or a subway or in public somewhere? Because what's going to happen.
Oh yeah. I mean, with this thing, you'll be able to actually play the older Fallout games on it. That's pretty phenomenal. Even if I hate Steam.
Why do you hate Steam?
Well, okay, I'll tell you my experiences. I start the computer up, and then Steam loads in the background, as you well know. So it takes several minutes, even if your internet is good, it takes several minutes for the Steam app to the program to load properly. And it takes too much time to do anything. And also, if you are someone who likes to mod their older games like Fallout 2, for example, it's a nightmare to figure out how to accomplish that. You're better off just buying the stuff like that off of good old games and just go into the directory like that. It's just inconvenient for me is all.
Smuda says he saw PSPs with prawn on them back in high school on band trip buses. Yeah, well, this is going to be a lot worse when they're playing their waifu games in public on their little Steam Decks.
I don't know. I think it'll be able. I think the Steam Deck will accomplish one feat.
What's that?
You're going to be able to find out who's on that sex offender registry.
Ooh.
All you got to do is find the people who are playing games featuring 12-year-old girls in bikini tops. The really creepy games.
Yeah, well, hopefully Steam, puts them on the list. But we don't want to wander off.
Let's move on. Let's move on. I'm making one comment. So let's. I mean, it sounds okay, like it might work, but I'm not sure how it's going to work. Is what bugs me the most.
I think it's just going to work. Isn't that what they always say? It just works. Don't worry about how. It just works.
No. That's what Todd Howard says.
Good old Todd. But, for me, like I said, I don't have a lot of Steam games. I don't do a lot of PC gaming in general. So, the games that I do have a lot of developers reach out to me, with their little indie games on Steam. And I usually got to turn them down because, like I said, my computer's a piece of shit. So this is good for me. Tommy Amico says
that's actually a good point.
Steam Deck.
I think people will figure out how to soft mod it.
Probably within a week. What about you, Max? Are you excited for the Steam Deck?
I don't play a lot of PC games, but if I find some good indie games, I think it'd actually be pretty cool. My brain's not working at the moment.
Now wait, Max. Sidekick Max, you can play Minecraft. Wait, no, the Switch already does that, doesn't it?
The Switch already does. Well, I actually need to get Minecraft Java Edition because most of my friends play Java because it's supposedly the superior version of Minecraft. So.
Samuda says Digital Foundry's input on Steam Deck was super clear on the benefits and things that will make or break it. So you should probably go check that out for people that actually know what they're talking about, not just two knuckleheads like me and Carl.
Yeah, indeed. We're not Digital Foundry, and I'm not pretending we are either. I might even watch it myself.
My computer. What's that, Carl?
I said I might actually watch it myself later tonight.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it too if I get a chance. Like I said, I don't do a lot of PC gaming, so this will be, me really dipping my toes into it a little bit. Hopefully, it's not too bad. Hopefully, it works. Now, some people were saying that getting the cheaper version is going to be more costly in the long run as I have to upgrade the memory and stuff. But we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you guys updated as soon as I get it. Hopefully, Max doesn't hog it too much.
Here is the thing I understand about memory cards. They have the 1 terabyte one has a higher chance of corrupting than the 512.
I've never heard that before. That's interesting.
Geeks with Cash mentioned it to me when I was buying my memory card. And he works in the tech industry, so I think he can be trusted.
Sounds reasonable. Anything to add, Max, before we move on?
Nope.
Anything to add, Carl, before we move on?
Yeah, do you get Xbox? Do you get offers for Xbox games?
Every once in a while.
Okay. I don't have anything else to say.
Well, then we're going to go ahead and move right along to something that I think Max actually has some input on.
How dare I exist here? I told you, I'm supposed to just be here for emotional and moral support.
Well, too bad you're going to be here for vocal and I can't think of another thing, but vocal.
Vocally and, linguistic support.
Yeah, vocal and linguistic support. Good job.
You're being voluntold, dude. Just suck it up.
Darn!
We're going to be talking about the Black Widow movie and the Loki series finale. Carl, have you watched either of these?
Nope. So I'm going to read comments as they pop up.
Oh.
Oh, before we get to the Loki discussion, Samuda wants to know, what are Max's favorite games?
I don't have that many favorite games. Most of them are either mobile or like Minecraft, but there's Dead Man's Phone, Sarah is Missing. They're both like horror-esque games.
What's this Minecraft you speak of?
This is Minecraft. I wouldn't really know how to explain Minecraft anymore. It hit its prime. It did what it was supposed to. Now, if anyone asks and doesn't know what it is, it's like, how do you not know? Babies. I'm excluding babies out of this one.
So only babies have no idea what Minecraft is.
Most likely.
What about that Fortnite? I hear kids your age like that Fortnite.
I'm not a Fortnite kid. I like
Kids not only play it, they steal money from their parents to play it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm poor, so Max can't steal any of my money.
Yeah, sadly.
Fortnite doesn't take government checks. No food stamps on the Fortnite, so I ain't got to worry about it.
Oh.
Any other games you want to add to your list of favorites?
I don't play a lot of games.
Max isn't a real big gamer anymore.
No, I'm not.
Ever since I whooped his ass in Street Fighter,
I don't like Street Fighter-esque games that much anyways.
And Tekken and Mortal Kombat.
You just throw me in games you're good at so you can beat me.
I'm just good at all games.
You're not good at Minecraft.
Minecraft's not a game.
Minecraft's not a game. You're 8 years old.
It's not. Minecraft is like a sandbox. When you go to the park, you have the attractions and you have the sandbox, right? You got the swings and the monkey bars.
Your park has a sandbox?
And then you got the sandbox. Max doesn't remember the sandbox because Max didn't like sand. And I would put him in the middle of the sandbox and he would cry.
And the sandboxes are basically the honor system that you hope someone doesn't pee or do anything else in the sandbox.
Breeding grounds for germs.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Maybe that's why I didn't go in the sandbox,
Don't feel all that bad. It's not that big of a deal.
Samuda says bodying your kid in a fighting games is not a benefit I've thought about in parenting. Oh yeah, I mean, I just destroy Max in fighting games. No mercy. Don't take it easy on him.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Very fun. Very fun
For you.
for me. Super fun. When he gets frustrated and like throws the controller down, it just
I never have thrown the controller
fills
down.
me with joy. A joy that I didn't know I'd ever have. So thank you
Boy,
for
I'm
that.
glad I don't have kids.
I've never thrown the controller down, I would like to admit. I have raged, but I've never thrown a controller. I would have been beat.
Oh yeah, probably because them controllers is expensive. They're like $60 each.
The trick to throwing controllers is you got to throw them like footballs.
Yeah, that is true.
I used to spike my controllers when I was Max's age because there was a lot of cheap games where the bosses would just be cheap and I would lose and you just like. Ugh. I got anger issues, people. I got anger issues.
I thought we knew that already.
I don't know. We got some new people in the chat. Yeah.
I thought people could just tell by how you speak, but okay.
I got a 4% female audience now. They might not be aware of my anger issues.
Well, you got anger issues, and I think that's something everyone can tell.
So Max is gonna get beat after the stream. No, these are only jokes, folks. Do not clip this out of context.
I laughed in the background while you said that. It's okay.
Yeah, they'll probably
There's no need to call
edit
child
that out
services.
somehow.
There's no need to call child services on him. It's not like he's drinking around his child
I don't drink
to get
Cup
drunk.
anymore.
Well, there you go.
Oh my god, Samuda says he repairs controllers as a pastime, and the amount of controllers with human bite marks is astounding. that is, I would never bite a controller.
How do you accomplish that? How do you accomplish that? 'Cause the plastic on a controller is hard stuff. Do people do console companies have to start coating their controllers to make them taste bad now?
Didn't they put that like some stuff on the Switch
On the
games to make them
Nintendo's-
taste
I
bad?
can't confirm.
On the Nintendo Switch cartridges. Yes.
You hear that? Just so people know, just so people can understand what I live with, okay? They say that Switch games taste nasty, right? They put a coating on Switch games to taste disgusting.
Yes, so the
That's what he
babies
said.
won't swallow them.
So the babies won't swallow. So Max wanted to find out if it was true, so he literally licked one of my Switch
Not
games.
even. No, tell the whole story. I walk in silently, open a game box, and just lick one in front of him.
Right.
No conversation.
No context, nothing. Just walked in my room and just licked a Switch game.
I wanted to know.
And I was like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you licking my
It
game?
tastes bad.
And he confirms it does indeed taste bad.
It does indeed taste absolutely.
Personally, I'll tell you what I think they really should do. They need to coat the cartridges with a laxative.
that would
Tell me that would not. Tell me that would prevent people from doing that again.
it probably would. Not knowing Max, he would just lick it whenever he's constipated.
No.
Like, what are you
I
doing?
would want to know. I am a curious sort. I would have to be like, well, let's test it out.
Max, are you the sort of person who sticks a fork in the electric socket?
No, I know what that does. Okay, if I didn't know, then probably.
All right,
Either
all right,
way.
all right. Yeah.
I would never put a controller in my mouth though, because hands are dirty and sweaty, and I could imagine that just on the controller and then in your. That's nasty.
I don't do that stuff myself, so yeah, it's just I have no idea what that's like.
Moving on from this weird tangent that we went on. Black Widow. So what did you think about the movie, Max? Did you like it? Was it enjoyable?
The movie was better than I thought it would be.
What did you think it was going to be?
I thought it would be mediocre, Endgame Infinity War-esque. You know, not so good, not so great. Words hard.
I also thought it was a mediocre movie. I went in thinking it was going to be a lot more spy centric type of movie, you know, but it was basically just a run of the mill action movie, you know. I thought it was going to be a Mission Impossible style, but it was more like Fast and the Furious, blow shit up.
Oh, so it was like Captain Marvel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but Captain Marvel sucked.
Max says Captain Marvel sucked. Send all your hate mail to Max at thegeekgetaway.com. He does not like Captain Marvel.
I don't.
He thinks Brie Larson has a flat ass.
I don't think he's alone in all that. As to the flat ass comment, you know, I've never thought about that. Her personality repels me.
Yeah, it was the personality.
Not to go off on a Captain Marvel tangent, but it was not that good of a movie. I did a full review on it. I've had people harass me about my review on the movie of Captain
Really?
Marvel.
Really?
Yeah.
Because people usually hate that movie. And it's Miss Marvel. I don't care what Marvel calls it.
But back to Black Widow, it was a mediocre movie. I did like some of the comedies. I did a review on it, so if you want my full thoughts, you could watch the video. But it was mediocre. There was some comedy, a lot of dark parts of the movie.
Yeah, we got dark like really fast.
And it was weird because it would get dark.
And then all of a sudden you have a joke.
Yeah, and then they would joke. Like they were joking about hysterectomies and periods. It was kind of weird. Not going to lie.
I was uncomfortable.
The Red Guardian was a standout character. I liked him. He was funny. You know, he was a father figure. He was good in that role. What did you think about the Red Guardian?
Honestly, probably the best character there. He was funny. He obviously had human aspects to his character. You know, he joked. He had the moments where he wanted to pour out his heart, stuff like that.
Keep going.
I was gonna say, just he showed emotion. Like the other three chicks, they were like all trying to hide it. But he was like, I'm still a big buff guy, and I can cry. The 3 times he tried to.
I want to kind of comment on the. I want to take a moment to comment on the Brie Larson comment. And I mean, there's no way Disney's letting Brie Larson take over the MCU.
You don't think so?
No. She's widely unpopular. She actually thinks she's Captain Marvel. By her own words, not mine. It's just in general. I don't see it. I mean, there are better Marvel movies than politicized Miss Marvel.
That is true. Captain Marvel it wasn't the worst MCU movie, but it was nowhere near the best.
You know how insignificant Miss Marvel was in the MCU? She got at best a few minutes of spotlight in the final Avengers movie.
Yeah, but the final Avengers movie was more about the original Avengers, you know, big send off for them.
It was more, what I mean is this, like it seems like that whole point was just so to insert her into the MCU. You know, unlike the last Fantastic Four movie.
Oh, the last Fantastic Four movie sucked ass. It was horrible. You saw it.
Yeah, I know.
Did you like it?
No.
Well, then what do you like? You're laughing like if I'm wrong or something.
Now, I've never liked a single Fantastic Four anything, so.
It was I wasn't
Ooh,
aware.
Carl bringing the heat. But to wrap up the Black Widow talk, as we keep getting wildly off topic, that's how great the movie is that we are just wandering off from the topic at hand. It is a decent action movie. I would wait. If you got Disney Plus, I wouldn't spend the $30 extra to watch it early. I'd wait until it comes out free. If you don't have Disney Plus, I would not be getting Disney Plus so you could watch it.
It's a
not
good
that
bathroom movie.
It is. Now, pivoting over to the other Disney Plus series thing that was on, the Loki finale came out this Wednesday, and I think it was fucking awesome. What do you think, Max?
It was cool. It actually, the way they explained everything was very nice. You don't have room for messing up.
I thought it was fucking fantastic. I liked it. It wasn't exactly King the Conqueror that
But
showed up.
They were alluding to it.
They were. It was. I want to say he was playing He Who Remains, but also he was kind of playing Immortus, which is the individual that turns into King of the Conqueror. It's very convoluted. His story, his whole origin, and everything.
Yeah.
Because in the comics, they all exist at the same time: King the Conqueror, Ramatut, Immortus.
Yeah.
But I like the way they handled it. I like the way that the character was basically saying, "Hey, I don't want to be stuck here at the end of time, but if I don't do this, something worse is going to come." So he was trying to give the position to Loki and Sylvie.
Yeah. He also justified why he was doing that. They could have just, I did it because I felt like it.
Yeah, so he wasn't exactly an evil dictator.
Yeah, he wasn't evil. He was like, look, there's two options. Each one's bad, but one's worse than the other.
Yeah, it was the benevolent dictator taken to the extreme. They actually pulled it off pretty good, in my opinion. So if you haven't seen Loki, I would get Disney Plus for that series. It was fantastic.
The Sylvie Loki kiss I found it weird.
Max still thinks it's weird that two Lokis from different
He even said
timelines.
in that episode, "You are the same person."
No, because they're technically the same person, but they're from different timelines.
Oh, you sound like the people who ship the Onceler and the Onceler from the Lorax.
Okay, I can explain this. I can
Go ahead,
explain
Carl.
it in a way that he. Okay, so it's kind of like the way Dragon Ball Z handles time travel. So it's basically different periods of time exist as multiple universes or dimensions.
Right.
And that's what's going on. Whenever you travel back in time, you're not literally going back in time. You're exploring a new reality. So that's basically what's up.
Right. And so technically they are different individuals. Loki and Sylvie are not the exact same person. So them macking it is not weird. Max thinks it's weird because basically
I find it very weird because it's basically the same person, and also they just there was the plan to have Loki end up with another person because he was supposed to have multiple love interests for the first season, but then they just threw his whole.
Wouldn't it be so interesting if Loki dated his female counterpart?
That's what Max says is weird.
It's weird. It's like I wouldn't date myself.
I would date myself.
I was gonna say, usually you're not your type unless you're a narcissist. No offense, Dad.
I'm not a narcissist. I'm just sexy as hell, and I would date myself. If I was gay, I would be the exact kind of person I would want.
I'm just saying, they said Loki was bi, and he was supposed to have male and female love interests. And look, they went, have Loki be a representation of a bi person? Self-cessed. And they chose the worst out of the two.
Not really. Well, technically, Sylvie might be a dude, so it could be like gay self-cessed.
But Sylvie's a chick. Now you're invalidating someone's identity.
No, not. She's a Loki, and Loki's a dude.
Loki's gender, they're fluid. second.
What was the crocodile? Was the crocodile dude or
The
female?
crocodile was gender fluid too.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was confirmed that Loki is bisexual and gender fluid because there was a whole controversy on why Loki was bi and he should have been pan, and then everyone was like, "Well, Deadpool's pan, so have them confirm that." Yes, I'm gonna go on.
But I'm saying the crocodile. We didn't know if it was a.
We didn't even know if it was a Loki.
I think it was an alligator. It wasn't a crocodile anyway.
We didn't even know if it was a Loki or not.
Remember on Seinfeld, the girl who looked like Jerry? I do remember that. I think, wasn't George dating the girl that looked like Jerry? And that was the joke. You didn't see Seinfeld.
I
Before your
hated
time.
Seinfeld a lot.
What?
Yeah, I just didn't like it.
Every week, Carl, you say something that gets you kicked off the show.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. It's just like all these petty, stupid things that they get so worked up over, and it's also the ending, the final episode, where they called up everyone that they ever offended. I mean, give me a freaking break.
What's the deal with Amico?
You know,
Just stab me in the neck.
it's kind of like, why do they call it internal bleeding? To quote
liked
Celebrity
Seinfeld.
Deathmatch.
Seinfeld was awesome.
That's
Carl's
all
gonna
right.
be
You're perfectly legitimate in liking it.
I'm not letting
It's
you
okay.
find out.
It's just like, okay, the episode where the girl broke up with him because he had a bet on abstaining.
That was Seinfeld was good. Okay, Seinfeld was a great show.
It's like I think what it's like they had the Amico community to make episodes for them. That level of gross immaturity, all the trolls and the extreme fans. Think about it. It's like they traveled back into the future and got the most awful of them all to write the screenplays for the episodes.
I don't know about you. Sometimes, Carl, sometimes we see eye to eye on things, and sometimes we are wildly apart. This is definitely a
That's
Cisco
okay.
Liebert situation because Seinfeld was a great show. It was funny. I am George Costanza. I identify with George. Max
That
is more of
explains a lot. I don't know.
Max
You're
is
more
more
of
of
a
a
Kramer
Kramer.
type.
Carl, you are a Kramer type. I can see that. I can see you busting into someone's room, someone's house, having weird and wacky adventures.
I don't know about that. I can't stand Kramer, but whatever. You're probably right on that, though.
All right, let's move on over to the next topic. We're gonna go ahead and talk about the $1.5 million Super Mario Brothers 64 sealed cassette tape cartridge, whatever the hell you want to call it, that was sold.
Wasn't it a cartridge?
Is it a cartridge?
I don't know.
Nintendo 60, they're carts, right? They're cartridges. That's how much I know.
Cartridge.
Thought so.
Shut up, Max.
What?
You don't contribute anything except for
The correct term is cartridge.
Mike Martinez says, "Go Devils." And Tommy Uyumiko wants to be Putty from Seinfeld. All right, so Carl, we had a Super Mario Brothers sealed N64 go for $1.5 million. I mean, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I'll tell you, watching Pawn Stars all those years and still watching it now, I can tell you for it to be worth that much, it had to be in extremely perfect condition. Not a sticker on the package or anything. So it's really bizarre.
Well, it was sealed. I believe it was in near mint condition.
How the hell is it not? How the hell is it in mint condition if it's still in the saran wrap? Were you telling me they sold it with the plastic off?
No, the plastic's on, as far as I know. Let me see.
How in the world is it like mint? When the saran wrap is still on it, it's still in mint condition. But I'm getting a little too worked up over this. So sorry about that.
I have no idea why it went for so much. A lot of people are saying that it's perhaps a money laundering scheme of some sort.
Ooh, that could be. I mean, think about it for a moment.
Okay, I'm thinking.
You know, it's something to that effect. You know, over $1 million. I mean, no one would question it if it were money laundering, especially knowing how much games actually cost. Some games like Earthbound or a Magic Knights Rayearth on the Sega Saturn. I mean, look up, huh?
There are a lot of expensive games, but I mean, I'm not a collector. I hate collecting. I buy things to use them, not to look at them.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
It says Tommy Amico says most high-end art collectors and museums are money laundering. Yeah, I know that they use art as a like a tax evasion type thing. You just buy a high value piece of art, and then whenever you want to cash out and get some, cash on hand, you just sell it to a museum or trade it to another collector, basically. And this could be a situation like that where someone's basically, using the Super Mario Kart as sort of a bank for their 1.5 million. Because I don't see how it's worth that much. I don't see how anybody would pay that much for a game.
Collectors will assign any kind of value on something as long as it's rare or whatever.
But it's not even rare. I mean, there are sealed copies of Mario 64 out there.
Yes, and you know what happened? Now they're all worth $1.5 million.
Possibly worth that much. I mean, you got to find someone to buy it. See, Bisco agrees it's a tax shelter. What do you think, Max? Would you spend $1.5 million on a Nintendo 64 cart?
No. Even if it was in mint condition, no.
What would you spend $1.5 million on? A sealed copy of Minecraft?
No.
Unlimited Minecraft diamonds?
No. I don't think I'd spend any, like, 1.5 million's a lot. Now, unless you're actually going to help somebody with something, like with that, there's no use to have that. Like, at least do something good with it. Not buy a cartridge, a sealed cartridge.
Yeah, and plus, if it ever gets conveniently lost or stolen, they can get big insurance payouts. And Tommy Amico says, never donate to an art museum unless you're getting tax credits, etc., etc. Yeah, I think this is definitely some sort of tax evasion, money laundering scheme. I mean, there's no way that this thing is worth 1.5 million. I mean, no speculator would go that high. There's really not much I can say about it. Like I said, I'm not a collector. I would never spend anything over like 10% of retail value on something. I just don't need it. What about you, Carl? Are you spending big money on collectibles?
No.
Wait, what was that, Max? Say that again, because the folks at they didn't hear you. What did you say?
You said you wouldn't spend a lot for collectibles. Now I know it was a charity thing, but did you spend like $2,000 for the Amico shell, the signed Amico shell, which is considered a collector's item?
I did spend money on the Amico shell. That is true. but it wasn't in the attempt to collect something. I didn't spend it because I
He
wanted
is
the show.
doing it
Yes, you did.
for charity, though. That's not the same.
I think he did it. For
It's
charity.
not really
Yes.
that different. It's not the same thing as collecting something.
Right. See, it's not the same thing as collecting something. It's 100% not the same thing.
They had other charity options that you could have put forward to. He specifically chose the Amico.
Yeah, because I wanted to have the Amico shell as a symbol of how much I love the Amico. I don't know. It was just a gag, okay? I didn't really think I was going to
He
win.
did it to give Tommy Tallarico the middle finger.
Probably that too.
Just saying. No technicality.
Don't technicality me.
Still checks out.
It doesn't check out. It doesn't check out at all. Okay. Bisco says I got treated. I didn't get treated, Bisco, all right? It just happened.
It just happened. No. Because you could have stopped at any time. It could have just been like, you could have just been, I lost, and oh my god. Oh my god.
Look, we're going to add Shelly to the stream.
Now you're echoing.
Am I echoing now? I'm not echoing now. Look at that. There it is, the sign shell. As you can see, folks, still in pristine condition. One day it will be in the Smithsonian. I'm going to put right here, I'm going to put my name in silver. I'm going to get a silver pen.
I have a silver Sharpie.
You have a silver Sharpie?
Yeah.
Should we sign it right now on stream?
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Okay, Max is going to go get his silver Sharpie. We're going to do a signing right here live for all you nice folks. Max can't eat for a month because he spent food. I did not spend Max's food money on the Amico show.
He just can't go to college.
Yeah, that's right. You just can't go to college.
I don't know how well it works because it's kind of old, but there you go.
Okay, I got silver Sharpie. You take top off? All right. Let's make sure it works. Okay, it works. So, let's see.
And Show is in the audience. What's up, man?
You might want to practice. No, you just went straight for it.
No, we don't practice. Just boom, right there it is. Tony DGD. Boom. And we're even going to put a little A and A. So boom. There it is.
Wow, the Sharpie was working?
Yeah, the Sharpie worked.
Oh, it just died as you finished that.
So there it is, folks. You got to see it live on stream. Shelly's going to go away now.
And he's going to break it in half and give one half to Retro Bro.
No, Retro Bro's not getting half of it.
But Skeletor needs his power sword, though.
I'm putting Shelly away. Actually, it's pretty good. So whoever gets the shell after me will have my name added to the list. Bisco, man says this isn't an Amico channel. It is an Amico channel. We're just talking about collectibles, okay? We were talking about collectibles, and it got away from us again. It always does.
Yeah, it was my fault this time.
The Amico is like a bucking bronco, okay? Sometimes you just end up in the way.
It is true. But as I was saying, I would not spend anything above 10% on any item, or retail value. The Amico shell's retail value was $2,000, but now that I've signed it, it's got to be at least worth 10 or 15 bucks. I don't know, something like that. What do you think? Did I increase or decrease the value, Max?
Damn. I was thinking that joke.
You aren't worth a single penny.
Oof.
I probably would trade you for one corn chip.
One corn chip.
Yep, it's $2,000 and one corn chip now.
Well, it was nice knowing you, Max. It was nice having you live in my house.
I can't go back to my mom. Not again. Sure.
Sometimes, yeah. So there it is. You got to see that live on stream. I'm sure I'm going to be catching shit for it later from some people that Sharpie does not come off. So whoever gets it, like I said, next person to own the shell will get my signature, and hopefully more signatures will be added on as more people get their hands on the shell. One day, I hope to have all the A&A sign the shell. Perhaps we'll do an event. We'll do our own hater fest. Everyone can come sign the shell. But that's really all I got to say about this.
You don't want my signature. It's all over the place.
Why are you putting your signature everywhere, Carl?
I mean, seriously, mine is freaking huge. Mine is. I sign like a doc. I sign stuff like a doctor. Let's put it that way.
Anything to add on the $1.5 million Super Mario?
Absolutely nuts.
Absolutely nuts. All right. We're going to move on to the final topic before we get into the Q&A portion of the live stream. We're going to be discussing games that don't have a sequel but deserve a sequel.
Question, what happened to Cousin Carlos?
Cousin Carlos, we ran over on time, so Cousin Carlos couldn't be on the stream, unfortunately.
Darn.
Maybe next time.
I always see him like once a year.
Well, I mean, he keeps getting locked up. What do you want me to do about it?
It's not his fault.
So if anyone wants to jump in on this last topic, let us know so I can hit you up with a link. If not, me, Carl, and Max will take us home with this what game deserves a sequel.
I don't play games, so I can't really add to that.
You can add to what you are going to add.
I don't know what games would have a sequel. Which game should have a sequel?
Minecraft 2.
No. Minecraft keeps getting updates. There never would be a chance for a sequel.
You are a wet blanket on this show. I just want you to know that.
I can always just throw in my 2 cents.
All right, so we're going to get into it now. Hitting up the topic. What game would you like to have a sequel that doesn't have a sequel currently? Carl, let's start with you.
Phantasy Star needs a 5th entry.
Needs a 5th entry.
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. It needs a 5th entry.
Why do you think it needs a 5th entry? I mean, what is your reasoning, Carl?
Because the 4th one was phenomenal, and they could have duplicated that success. And for those who are going to mention Phantasy Star Online, I don't count that as a sequel. It's a spin-off.
Understandable.
Obsessive Compulsive says Drill Dozer needs a sequel. Tommy Miko wants to see a Cornhole 2 and a Farkle 2. For myself, I think a little, I don't know if it's obscure, but kind of obscure, I guess. There's a game called EVO on the Super NES. You start off as a fish. You evolve to different things over the course of the game. Fantastic game. Lots of endings, lots of twists and turns.
They had a game like that on the Dreamcast.
Did they?
Yeah, it's called Seventh Cross Evolution.
Luke Skywalker wants an Evil Knievel 2. Cornhole 2, Children of the Corn. Another game that I think needs a sequel that never got one is Ultimate Muscle on the PlayStation. There was a exclusive, quote unquote, PSP version that added 2 extra characters, but there are so many more characters in the franchise. That game is fantastic. I played it probably more than any other game. It's not quite a wrestling game, not quite a fighting game, sort of a combination of the two. Max used to run around screaming muscle, so that's always good.
Could y'all stop throwing me under the bus like that?
I wasn't throwing you. I was just making an observation. You're here, so I'm going to talk about you.
That wasn't part of our contract.
Earthworm Jim 4. Yeah. I'm not a big Earthworm Jim fan. I really, the game was okay. TV show was pretty good. Bisco wants Arcanum of Steamwork and Magic Obscura sequel.
Wow, that's an interesting game. I never liked the way it worked, but it was an interesting game.
Isn't? I've never heard of it.
It's basically the steampunk of Fallout games.
Interesting. I might have to look that up after the show.
Oh, and you're going to love this. You can actually create your own backgrounds and character backgrounds if you know how to know what you're doing.
That sounds really interesting. That sounds right up my alley. Why do I not know about this game? Why have you been
Because it's so freaking because it is so obscure that it's not even funny.
I thought you were going to explain why I got blamed for everything for a second, Carl.
Ultimate Muscle is expensive. Is it expensive on the GameCube? I think I had it.
Everything is expensive on the GameCube.
Is it? Didn't we have a GameCube at one point, Max?
Yeah, we did. We had that Tom and Jerry fighting game. That's the only one I remember we played because I was the only one, like, the whole family would sit down and play because my mom never liked playing video games and she was just...
No joke. Everything is expensive on the GameCube. Guess how much Phantasy Star Online episodes 1 and 2 is for the GameCube?
$80?
100, practically. Yeah, it's big money.
I was just going to say, Tommy Amico, the GameCube is easy to emulate. I don't suggest anybody pirate games or use an emulator. So whatever you do not go to Vim's website, where they have all the emulators and all the ROMs that you can get. Do not go to that website. Yeah, so Vim's Lair would be the place that you want to avoid so you don't get mixed up in this piracy emulation thing.
So
do not
don't
go to Vim's Lair.
Go to that place.
Do not go there.
Yeah, definitely don't go.
But if I was going to pirate games, I would probably pirate games that are way, way overpriced.
Games that are overpriced deserve to be pirated. By that time, the developers don't even see any of that profit at all. So
this is an interesting topic. So let's just dive right into it, Carl. Do you support people pirating games that are no longer being made, no longer printed?
At that point, they're not even, if no company is selling them, even their EMU or their ROM counterparts, you're not really pirating. At least not my general opinion, though the law would tell you different.
Yeah, the law says don't pirate it at all. There's never a reason.
Never, ever, ever.
But I think that there are a few... I want to say exceptions to the law, a few, at least justifications for you doing it. If the game is not available in your region for some reason, like a lot of Middle Eastern countries don't get certain games. Legally, there's no way for them to actually purchase that game. So I would at least see that it's justified in that case for them to pirate a
I
game.
I think if a game is like I said, I think that you're going to get leniency if the game isn't being sold at all. It's not even being printed. So that's my general opinion. Now, I'm not saying don't quote me. I'm not a lawyer, but that is my general stance on the subject.
Yeah, I think it's also justifiable for games, like you said, that are out of print, that there is no way to get
Yeah,
them
like
besides some outrageous, you know.
I'll give you an example of what I mean. Okay, take Metroid Fusion. You can buy Metroid Fusion for the Nintendo Wii U on the eShop. So it's illegal to download a ROM of it. And honestly, if I had known that in the first place, I would have just bought a Wii U and just bought it like that.
Yeah,
So yeah, you can. So yeah, it's now another example. The Evercade. The Evercade. Um, they're making emulation legal under certain conditions, like you Boogerman, for example. Now that Boogerman is being sold in a new collection, you can't buy it. You can't download and emulate ROM for it.
technically, yeah.
So yeah. Now, okay. Now a game that has no anime or no license whatsoever, be it movie or otherwise, still in use today. You could do it, but say not Sailor Moon, since Sailor Moon is still, they're still doing stuff with Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I think if the original uh, publishers of the game are not getting any money, I don't think that it is a big deal for you to pirate it. I know legally it is wrong. Ethically, it's probably some gray area. But I do think that if, like I said, if you can't buy it legally, if you're not buying it from the publisher, if you the only available options are secondhand, I think it's fair game because no one's getting hurt realistically. You were not going to spend that $1,000, so that eBay seller is not getting hurt by you pirating it. The company's never going to see anything from that eBay seller, so they're not getting hurt by you pirating it. So I think there's at least some justification there for you to do it. I'm not recommending it. I am 100% saying that is illegal. Do not do it. Do not try this at home. And once again, do not go to Vim's Lair where they have all the ROMs and emulators for you to download because that would be wrong.
Right.
They really are selling it there.
You don't believe my I'm not being sincere enough when I say don't go to Vim's
No,
Lair.
you're not.
You're supposed to be on my side, Max. When the police come breaking in here, you're supposed to say that I said the thing that I'm supposed to say in order to stay out of legal trouble.
As a person who wants to work in law enforcement and stuff like that, or would probably get some training in that, in psychology and stuff like that, you are most likely gonna get thrown under the bus by me.
Ooh.
For my career, I'm sorry, but it's how it works.
Looks like Max is throwing me under the bus now. I do hope that when you become a police officer of some sort, that you at the very least, let
I'm going to
me.
profile you as a psychotic serial killer once you pass away, so that we can run our whole con legacy. You did something credible thing.
Yeah. When I die, for those of you wondering what the hell Max is talking about, when I die, I plan to have papers in my pocket with a bunch of obscure words and codes on it, so that way people think that there's some kind of conspiracy involved in my death.
Yep.
That
And
is
if
that
I
is
get a
fine.
job doing profiling and stuff like that, I'll be
Now,
figure
Tommy
out-
Uyamiko does bring up a good point. That he was basically saying that someone who brought in a bunch of copies of Pokemon Black and White or something like that were all fake.
Yeah, counterfeit cartridges are a rampant scourge. I did believe
I mean,
that.
I do. Go on.
I was gonna say I think that Pat and Ian were saying that when GameStop had the whole retro section or whatever, that they basically 90% of the stuff that was brought in was bootleg.
Personally speaking, I don't mind bootlegs of. I don't mind. I don't mind reproductions. In my opinion, the difference between a reproduction and a bootleg is you're buying it knowing it's a fake. And some games really can only be bought as a reproduction. The Last Earthbound being a good example, and I'm not calling it Mother 3, okay? I'm not. The Last Earthbound game, you can only buy a fan translation of it if you want it in English. That's reality, or even, Capcom doesn't even sell the Mega Man Battle Network stuff anymore.
Yeah,
So
the Battle Network games really need to be on like a compilation and thrown onto the PlayStation Store.
I actually have all of them on one cartridge.
Damn you, Carl. I am offended that Carl has
It's
something that I want.
phenomenal. It really does work like it should, but I don't play it that much, so I'm kind of picky what I buy repros of though.
I hear you. I don't buy repros. Most of my stuff is digital anyway, so.
Yeah, if they were digital, if I had a better means to play them, yeah, I would do it. But it is what it is.
It is. I think that's all for that topic. I think we're going to go ahead and move to the Q&A section of the live stream. If anyone in the chat got questions, anything you want to ask us, just go ahead and shoot a comment over. Anything you want to ask, Max? Anything you're interested in?
No. I mean, I'm interested in stuff, but usually you guys don't talk about it, and a lot of it's art related.
Yeah, we don't get into that artsy fartsy stuff here.
Yeah.
This is a geek podcast stream, whatever you want to call it. This is not like an artsy fartsy. The geeky kids would beat up the art kids when I was in school.
Yeah, now we all just kind of sit and cry about our families.
This is true.
They're called hipsters.
So, Carl, what are your plans for the rest of the weekend?
Relax, maybe play some more Hades. That's about it. What about you?
Probably gonna play some Marvel, the Avengers, the crappy SquareSoft game.
I knew that game was going to tank when I heard about it.
Notice how he said he didn't say spend time with his kid?
I didn't, because it's a given. You're here now. I'm spending time with you now.
No, I had to ask to be on this stream.
Okay, don't start.
I am gonna start.
Luke wants to know where do babies come from. Do you want to feel this one, Max? Where do babies come from? Well,
I'll tell you where babies come from.
whoa. There's a store. It's on the edge of town. They have all the babies there, and you pick out which baby you want, and then they push it inside the woman.
That's whoa.
No. What it is
No.
when a guy likes a woman, he parks his car in her garage. And then 9 months later, they have a nice new little car.
Samuta's right. Storks. Storks
Yeah.
are exactly where babies come
exactly.
from. Luke Skywalker is a grown adult. He owns a house, I believe, and he's now become aware of where babies come from. I'm glad we could help him with this
This one lost soul.
in this trying times. Luke says, I heard they came from Babies R Us. Since they closed stores, I wondered where everyone was getting babies from.
But yeah,
He's got a point.
he's got a point.
He's not wrong.
You're not wrong. I don't like it, but you're not wrong.
What are you gonna do this weekend, Max, for the next couple of days? Besides drawing.
Probably watch like Criminal Minds and stuff like that. I don't know. I need some show to binge because it's been like a week and I'm already on like season 3 of 15 of Criminal Minds and I need something new.
You're done. You're giving up on it.
No, I'm still gonna watch it, but it's like what I did with Supernatural. Like I just watched 15 seasons in like a whole summer.
You could always watch Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine is pretty good. I like that one.
Deep Space Nine has has a few skippable episodes, but the episodes that it does have, they're worth watching. They're worth watching over and over. That's what I like about it.
Hey, Carl.
All right.
Next Generation is good too. You should watch Next Generation.
Okay. I know I asked for show recommendations, but I wasn't expecting any.
Nobody says hello. Hello. I have not watched Hilda. What is that exactly? You're gonna have to give us some more context on this show, Samuda. But yeah, you gotta watch Next Generation. The Q episodes are fantastic.
Okay.
Don't okay me. Max is over here drawing
I'm sorry.
some really weird stuff. It's like a guy with an eye patch, like horns. I'm pretty sure Max worships the devil. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90%. I'm on the fence, but I'm pretty sure.
No.
No. Come on.
Loki.
Uh,
Wrong.
Eternal damnation is forever. So let's not go there.
I mean, one sin, you're still, one sin or 100, you're still going down. So I just like to put it out there. Either way, it doesn't really matter to me.
Don't worry, I will bless everybody on the stream, everyone in the chat.
No, don't touch me. No.
I bless.
Don't
Max.
bless me. I don't need you to bless me, dude.
Well, if no one got any other questions, I guess we'll just leave it here, cut it off, end the stream. Hour and 43 minutes. Samuda says Hilda is a cartoon based on a children's book that's classified as urban fantasy. It's like a slice of life modern day, except mystical creatures just exist as an everyday part of life. Wildly good. Well,
also, they accept all faiths here, including Satanism. Satanism isn't about worshiping the devil, though.
we know. Nobody says mind relaying a message for me. I see you on Canadian Gamers Twitter. I guess depends on what the message is. Nobody. Samuda says it kind of scratches that Adventure Time, but not as absurd. I did like Adventure Time, so if Hilda is like Adventure Time, I guess we'll check it out.
I hated the art style of Adventure Time. I hated it.
Well, seriously, Carl, it's like every time we discuss a thing, you got to say something that makes me want to kick you off the show. Why is that? I love Adventure Time. It is fantastic. The art is awesome.
I kind of liked Ren and Stimpy more.
Ren and Stimpy was good.
Stupid wasn't a kid's show.
Craig of the Creek is pretty good. I've never heard of this show.
Even if the creators were on drugs.
Adventure Time or the other one?
I think he means Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy.
Ren
Yeah,
and Stimpy.
they were. Yeah.
They were on some good drugs.
Problem is, you showed me that as way too young.
Ren and Stimpy was pretty dope. I remember watching it as a kid. It was one of my favorites.
Yeah, and you traumatized me with it.
It's not traumatizing. You know what's worse than Ren and Stimpy?
What?
Cow and Chicken.
Yeah.
Cow and
Yeah.
Chicken was horrible.
Cow and Chicken was ew.
It was completely just horrible.
I don't even know, man.
Though I do know the lyrics of I Am Weasel.
I Am Weasel was funny, but it was just as bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Looks like we got somebody in the chat being a bully and a harasser. I swear to God, children.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
It do be like that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and end the stream. Thank you all for being here. Nobody, sorry that you came in and kind of being an ass. Carl, you got any last words before we go?
Midnight Gospel is really good.
Wow, that just came out of nowhere.
No, because someone recommended it.
I know.
Oh yeah.
It's
Dude,
really
you're a
good.
scumbag if you go around attacking people's YouTube channels. Shame on you.
Yeah.
Now he's threatening to release people's address.
Oh my god.
Take your best shot.
Carl.
Carl, don't instigate.
Yeah, don't be instigating, Carl. I'm going to block this user.
A guy like that is going to just say whatever he wants. You can't be scared of people like him. But I would report him to the police, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No worry, I'll take a screenshot of this. It is shameful behavior.
Going off of that, Midnight Gospel is really good.
We don't do that kind of stuff here, so.
Who's Pendleton Ward? Pendleton Ward's the Adventure Time guy?
I don't remember anything.
Or is he the guy? Is he the guy from? What the hell did the one with the pirates with the candy?
Let me search him up. Give me
What the hell was that called?
Give me a second.
Flapjack. The wonderful the Misadventures of Flapjack.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yes, he is. Okay, see, there you go. You don't have to look that up. Samuda says.
Yeah, well, I already started.
It's too bad.
It was a good show. I watched a
Flapjack.
couple episodes.
Flapjack was great.
Yeah, I watched a couple episodes of Midnight Gospel. It's kind of a show that, depending on if you just listen to it or if you watch it, it has like almost a different feel.
Yeah.
Also, it makes me extremely tired. It's like Bob Ross. No one can stay awake. Bob Ross.
I didn't know that Bill Murray's brother was Knuckles.
You know, if we're going to start calling him He Who Shall Not Be Named, let's just call him Voldemort and be done with it.
Let's just not give him any attention, the attention that he craves. We're just going to, like I said, we are ending the show.
We're trying.
As long as Max doesn't shout out Midnight Gospel again.
It's fine. I'm sorry. I just saw it. I had to comment.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here, Carl, as always. Thank you, Max.
No
for
problem.
being on the street and being a cool, awesome person.
No, I'm not a person.
Okay. We're going to end this now. Good night, everybody. You know how we do it at this channel. Love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.